Welcome to Buddha's in Your Landfill. I hope you find a Buddha in your landfill, or Buddhism, just plain and simple. So this morning, yesterday I forgot what I talked about yesterday. Speak but the word, and your soul will be healed. So this morning, let's talk about the mystical body of Anthony Bourdain. Now, this is a play on the mystical body of Christ. I was always, when I first began to read Thomas Merton, I discovered what he meant by the mystical body of Christ. This is a Catholic term. You don't hear much of it in Protestantism, but anyway, I've always been interested in what is the mystical body of anything? What is the mystical body? So I've been watching Anthony Bourdain. Unfortunately, I discovered him after he died. So I've been watching his shows on Netflix, and I'm up to the 8th season, which is his last season. And last night he went to the Sichuan province in China, which is famous for its cuisine, particularly its blend of flavors, the hot and the cool. And so I suddenly had an insight this morning on the mystical body of Bourdain. So, when you watch a show like Anthony Bourdain or any sitcom that's popular, like Everybody Loves Raymond, I'm still watching that. There is a metaphorical, mystical meaning to the show that transcends the content. And we get fixated on the content rather than the mystical, the transcendent meaning. So I wanted to share with you what the mystical meaning, as I see it, of Anthony Bourdain. Now, if you look at the show, you have to look at all of his shows as a pattern. Each one is a standalone, but yet there is a theme to it. I would say a metaphorical theme to it that is mystical. So let's look at that. So the basic pattern of his show is that he goes to a new land, takes you to a new place, and he visits chefs of the region who use the food that is given in their region to prepare meals where people eat in a feast or a communion. So that's the basic pattern. He goes to different chefs who are experts in using what's given. They create a balance of flavors using the ingredients of their given world, and that creates a satisfaction of community and unity. And that's the basic pattern. But there's also this pattern of death into life. So when I struck about this morning, I thought, when Bourdain goes to these other cultures, most of the food is purchased in local markets, first of all. They never go to a supermarket. They never go to Food Lion or Walmart. It's always a local market. And you have live animals there. You have all kinds of life, and they're killed right there. And when you prepare the food, it might be last night at Sichuan in China, they were eating rabbit heads. Oh, crunching, opening up the rabbit head like it was a clam or like it was a crab and sucking out the brains. Oh. So there is the cuisine or the eating of other cultures is not squeamish about death. I mean, they'll kill the animal right there for you, or in some of the places where he goes, Bourdain is the guest is given it must kill the pig. They have a sacrificial pig for the whole tribe or the community, and they kill it right there, and Bourdain has to kill the pig, and then they eat everything, the tail, the hoofs, the skin. They eat the whole hog, you see. So it's a ritual of visible death into life. This there's no squeamish. I mean, they'll eat everything. They'll eat everything in other cultures where everything is packaged and you never see fish. Who eats the fish head? Who eats the pig snouts or whatever? When you get a pig, you don't get the whole pig roasted. You get all the pieces, and they're all named, so you don't even know it's a pig. It's a pork loin. Whatever the animal is chopped up and renamed, so that all we really say, I want steak or ribeye or whatever. You see, we don't say I want that cow. So in other words, the death is swept away. We don't participate in the death, and so life is eating death. Life lives on death. So other cultures historically have participated in this life living on death, life having to die in order for life to live. This round of death and life, which Bourdain brings out, and it makes our American mind kind of squeamish. We don't like death. If death happens here, it's swept up. No, you don't see corpses lying around here. If somebody dies, the corpse doesn't. The funeral home comes in, and I know when my uncle died here, in this room, it's called the funeral home, and they came in and they bagged his corpse up and took it off. In other words, sweep it up, get it up. You see, we don't like to have death around. If anybody dies anywhere, oh my God, it's national news. Not if they die naturally, but if anybody dies in a death that should not have happened, then it becomes, oh my God, we can't let that happen again. We got to remove death, you see. But these other cultures feast in death. I mean, it's right there. You're chopping the chicken's head off, and you're just plucking the chicken right there. I remember when I was a little kid in California, I had a little chick, and I raised him up into a rooster. He was a speckled rooster, the black with white, and he was followed me around. And my grandmother came to visit, who was from the farm. She grew up on a farm. And she grabbed that chicken and wrung its neck, and we ate it. Well, I don't remember if I ate it or not, but I remember chickens are for eating, not pets, you see. But anyway, this whole understanding of this, so you have the chef, you see, who is kind of like, he is the master. Now the chef, these chefs are, when you watch them chop food, I mean, and it's like boom, 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 boom. They're not, oh, should I put that there? Or should I, oh no, don't put that there. Oh, should I put that? No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's kind of intuitive. So the master chefs are intuitive cooks. I mean, they're not, of course they calculate and they do all these things, but I mean, their presentation is that of mind and body, a unity of mind and body. They're not hesitant. They just do it, you see. So the chef just does it, and he works with what's given. It's kind of like the cooking contest on TV, where you have to create a meal out of what's in the fridge. And so all the cooks come and they create a meal out of what's in the fridge. It's kind of like the MacGyver principle. That I love that TV show because he makes a tool out of what's given. So he uses what's given to make a tool to get out of a fix. So the master cooks use what's given in their region to make a meal that is going to be a surprise. Ooh, this is good, that serves the community and unifies the community. So you kind of like have the the breaking up of the hog, the breaking up of the animals, the breaking up, you have the fragmentation right? The fragmentation, and you have the unity. So it goes from fragmentation. You got the table with all the ingredients. Everything's cut up. Everything's fragmented. The carrots are all cut up. Everything is cut up into a big pile of fragments. And then you go through the alchemy of cooking, which creates a new unity or balance of the meal. So this basically is the Eucharist. This is the mystical ritual of death into life. Fragmentation. First, the whole is fragmented. The pig is fragmented. It's gone through the alchemy process of the meat, the cooking, in the mass. This is the mass. All right. So here's the priest. He takes the bread and the wine. In the old mass, he turned his back upon the congregation, and he performed the mystical rites of the Eucharist as if he were an alchemist or a magician. And then he turns and he serves the bread and the wine to the congregation. So that idea, there is a taking the fragmented world and restoring unity through this mysterious process. Well, the cook, the master chef, is also a metaphor for the priest, who magically takes the fragmented world and magically creates a unifying meal that unifies the senses, you see. All of this is what Bourdain keeps talking about, when he goes, oh, I could live, oh, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Oh, this is home to me. Oh, this is what I was looking forward to. What's he looking forward to is this unity of senses. So that's a metaphor for unity of the world, restoring the fragmented world, you see. So we do these little ritual Eucharists in many ways. And I find that the mystical body of Bourdain is subliminally transmitting this mystical alchemy of unifying life through the magic of cooking. And I think this is why all cooks get so much satisfaction from preparing a meal that satisfies their family or their community or their business, you see. Because that satisfaction is the feeling of completion, is the feeling of unity, of being whole again. So the mystical body of Bourdain is really a metaphor for the Eucharist or the Mass of Christianity, which is a metaphor in itself, you see. So whenever you, well, anyway, I'm just going to end it there. I can't think of anything else to say on this, so thanks for dropping in, and I'll see you this evening at Martini time, which for me is a little bit of a Eucharist too. You see, in other words, I offer the Martini and my insights in hopes of satisfying you and bringing together some of the fragments, understanding. When you get understanding about something, that unifies the fragments, that unifies the discord, the confusion, the anxiety, the neurosis, all of that, you see, is unified by understanding, and understanding brings a satisfaction of unity of the mind. Thanks for dropping in.